What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about Claymore, one of my favorite mangas of all time. Claymore is set in the medieval times, where there are half-human, half-monster people who hunt Yoma to save the humans. Yoma are cannibalistic beings that like to eat humans. They are the main enemy of this world in Claymore. Later on, as the story progresses, the plot becomes more complex, with the monsters preparing for a huge war. The organization is the place that makes humans half human, half monster to fight the Yoma. The characters are very amazing. At first, they all look similar to each other, but when you look deeper, they all have a beautiful quality to them, Monster and Claymore. Each monster and Claymore have their own abilities and personalities that make them stand out. For example, Claire and Teresa are good at aura reading. They excel at fighting awakened beings. Claire can pinpoint when an enemy is going to attack and how they're going to attack, and then move out of the way just in time. Or like Elena of the Quick Sword, she uses the sunlight reflecting off her sword to fight enemies. Or Ophelia, who has the rippling sword technique, who can manipulate her arm to move fast enough to create a snake-like movement of the sword, and use it like a whip. Or Galatea, who is a blind Claymore, but has the most powerful sight when reading auras. Or Denevu, who is the fastest regenerator and can heal any limbs she loses during battle and combat. Or, for example, the Yoma. Priscilla is one of the best, powerfulest Yoma out there. Or Duff, who can use metal beams created from his Yoma energy to attack. At first, all these characters seem overpowered, right? But they're not. Each of them has a weakness. For example, Claire is only 1/4 monster and the rest of her is human. She's one of the slowest and weakest Claymores, at first. You think she's one of the strongest out there because she can do things that humans can't. And you think, oh my god, that's so amazing, she can toss a sword like that, or slay monsters that quickly. But later on, as the story progresses, you can see how all the other Claymores compared to her are stronger and faster at what they do. So you must be wondering, why do they make her the main character if she's one of the weakest characters out there? Well, like I said, she was 1/4 monster and the rest of her is human, right? Well, that 1/4 monster is actually one of the other Claymores. Later on, you learn that it's Teresa's blood that's in her, not a monster, not a Yoma. Teresa was one of the most powerful Claymores ever. The organization thought it'd be interesting to experiment on that, and instead of making a Claymore half monster, half human, they'd just inject one of the Claymore's bloods into another person. This created Claire. She may be one of the weakest at first, but there are hints of superior strength in her because of Teresa's blood. Or, for example, the other Yomas. They all have weaknesses too. Like Duff, who's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, gets easily distracted, and is more bronze than brains. So their personalities influence what monster they turn into or what abilities they have as a Claymore. It's a long list of weaknesses and strengths for each character, but if you read the manga, you'll get what I'm talking about. What I also like about Claymore is the movement and the art. The art is gorgeous, guys. It's really beautiful. The art looks so different from everybody else's out there. It feels sorrowful and realistic rather than too bright and happy and simple. Every cool design has minute details to it that are very, very powerful to the character overall. Even the monsters or the Yomas are eye-catching because they're just so epic and cool and grotesque. For example, Ophelia. She has the rippling sword technique. What does that look like? A snake? Or, rippling water? Then she transforms into an awakened being that fits the water, and she's like a snake mermaid hybrid kind of thing. And it's really awesome. There are a few things I don't like about Claymore. The story can drag on a little bit. Each chapter is very quick and everything, but a lot of it's story-based and in-depth, and you kind of got to sit there and absorb all the details that they're giving you about how the world works and how the Claymores were created and how each of them is different and how, they don't age or anything, and like all the lore to that and stuff. For example, after the large fight with Priscilla, you finally start to find out more about the reason the organization made Claymores and how there's something much bigger going on. This is hinted throughout the beginning, but never really explored until later. To explain, Priscilla is one of the main bad guys. She's Claire's villain. She's the one that killed Teresa, one of Claire's loved ones. But later on, Claymores and Yoma start to realize that Priscilla's too powerful and she might accidentally destroy everybody, so they try and band together to stop her. The other thing about Claymore I don't like is Rocky. Yes, he's one of the main characters, but I can only think of twice where he's actually helped or saved Claire. Rocky's kind of more of a background character than a main character, though. Now, Rocky doesn't have to be a Claymore to be interesting, but I even found Ruble, Claire's caretaker of the organization, more interesting than Rocky. What I'm wondering is how the caretakers get from point A to point B so fast. They must have a little bit of Yoma blood in them, right? Later on, as the story progresses, you actually get to see the scientists and a little bit more of the organization. Besides Rocky, Priscilla's the only other annoying character in the series, and those are the only things I don't like about Claymore. Everything has so much beauty. The art, the story, the characters, the settings look really beautiful too in the background. That's why I love Claymore. Because the characters, because the story, because you can get attached to them and know how they're thinking. Even the villains like Priscilla, where she thinks everything's just one way or the other, and you can kind of see where she's coming from, but also really love Teresa because she's an awesome, kick-ass character. It's all interesting how there can be so many characters that are so awesome, whether they're good or evil, Claymore or monster. It all fits really well together, and I really suggest you guys check this series out. This is my review for Claymore. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.